Hello, friends. I'm super excited about today's session because we will be revealing how you can earn a salary of over 50 lakhs as a business analyst in India. Yes, it's very much possible. Friends, welcome to CareersTalk. My name is Sunan Sharma, and I'm a senior consultant based in the Netherlands. And at CareersTalk, we bring industry experts to share their wealth of knowledge with all of you. And I'm thrilled to welcome Kana Srivastav, a program manager at Salesforce. So Kana has an impressive background, having worked with companies like Deloitte, IBM, Walmart, and many more. And we already have done one session with him where we covered the most frequently asked business analyst interview questions. So if you haven't seen that session yet, the link is in the description. You can check that later. And friends, before we dive in, if you find this session helpful, which I'm sure you will, please smash that like button and subscribe for more valuable content in the future. With this, welcome Kana. I'm happy to have you back with us. Kana.
Thanks, Sunand. I'm so thrilled to back to the session and share some of more insights. And I'm really excited to connect to the audience with the knowledge and the experience I'm having to share through this channel. So, like Sunand, you have told, I'm having 15 plus, 12 plus years of overall industry experience, ranging from business analyst, product manager, engineering manager currently as I'm working with Salesforce. I've been into uh, have been with Walmart, Deloitte, and many other product-based companies, along with the service-based companies initially. So I'm looking forward to the session. Thank you, Sunan. Back to you.
Okay, great. So, Kana, as a business analyst audience, or let's say as a business analyst candidate, right? I want to know all things which get me 50 lakh plus job, the top Indian companies in India. So I want to know everything. Like I want to know the initial steps I should take as a business analyst. What are the key skills I should have? How my resume will be shortlisted among thousands of candidates. How to prepare for interviews and what is like to work at these companies. So I want to know everything as a business analyst. Kana, please help me with that.
Sure, great, Sunan. I hope that I would be able to live up to the expectations we have set with the audience for the session. I would love to share what my experiences, my learnings, as well as the strategies what I have put in place when I was into service based company. I was aspiring as thousands of us do that to get into the top 10 or 15 organizations, basically the P masters, right? So would love to share my thoughts and my experiences, Sunandir.
So
Like,
why don't you like take step by step? Let's say, for example, you can share the initial steps which
right.
candidate should target or take to get into these
Right,
organizations.
right,
Yeah.
sure. So why not? So first of all, I would say that I probably would, share my experience as well as what I used to do. See, I was aware that getting into top 10 or top 5 organization or flying firm, Microsoft, Netflix, even Amazon, are no flukes, right? You have to have right strategy, right preparation. Uh, it wouldn't be wise of me just to wait for accidentally get an interview call from these calls and these companies and get through the job or opportunity as such. So you'll have to really, I wouldn't relying on getting interview calls through Naukri or other job portals. I really wanted to be proactive in my approach, is that how I can make sure I reach out to the career sites. I have the proactive measures in place. I have the right channels to reach out or to attempt to the opportunities within these organizations, and how I can channelize and synergize my efforts for the best results. So to start off with, what I have done, and probably I always recommend and encourage aspirants to do whenever you are looking forward for working for the organizations like Amazon and all the top P masters, understand their business. Right. First, it's very important to understand their product and services, their offerings, have clear idea of what they are into, what are the niche skills and what they are known for, right? That's the first step I would do. The second step is just research about their jobs, research their career sites, get into the random job roles. So generally we get stuck and we start stuck with the mindset that we'll start searching only the job roles similar to the titles we hold in the current position. Stop doing that, because you may have different roles and titles in the same organization with the same skills what you possess. So what I used to do, let's say I'll take an example how I cracked Amazon opportunity years back when I was a business analyst. I used to get into the career side. I started my preparation months back before I actually landed that opportunity. So I used to get into the business analyst. As a business analyst, I used to search for business analyst roles available in the organization in Hyderabad or wherever location I'm preferring to. Then I eventually realized the Amazon had a business analytics roles more than the business analyst. But my curiosity never stopped there. I continued searching for similar roles, and then eventually I realized that they have one role called program managers, which is very similar to what business analyst does in any service-based company. And I thought if 60-70% of the skill set is in common with my current role, why not I just build onto that skill and my strengths and reflect in my resume and my candidature and probably the profile that I have the right skill sets and all required, key responsibilities performed in my previous projects in my profile, so that I can fetch that opportunity. And hence, then I've understood what are the overlapping areas, means overlapping skills, the business analyst skills required over there. Let's say significant amount of collaboration is always required. They are expecting candidate to have worked with multiple teams, and all of what I have been doing as a business analyst. Top of that, analytics, SQL, and Excel, the few other niche skills. What I wouldn't say niches; they used to be niche skills. Analytics used to be niche skills 5 years back, not now. But yes, then I started working on those skills, and then I started applying on the similar roles one after the other, and this is how I landed the opportunity. I hope that till here it is clear. Sunan, do you have any questions so that I'll get into the next stage?
So I was just wondering, though you have touched base on this, so I'm not sure, is it possible for you to, let's say, take one example, let's say from Amazon or let's say Microsoft. So you gave us a picture, like what I understood is that there are few responsibilities or the job description is kind of overlapping. But can you give a few more examples, or if you have that job description ready with you where you have applied, so that we can, I mean, as an audience, I can get an idea that, okay, uh, as you rightly mentioned, right, that we even never applied for that kind of roles when we search, right? We just look out for business analyst. So do you have something which is handy and which you can just share on the screen, or maybe after some time?
Definitely, I do not have anything handy, but what I can tell audience that especially the business analysts, take a pause from this video, go to the Amazon career site, search for program managers.
Okay.
Just check top 10 program managers positions over there. I'm very confident that you will find at least 50 to 60% of the responsibilities what a business analyst supposed to have are there present and expected from you, right? It's just 20-30% of top of your existing skills which you need to you need to learn, you need to build over the months or the years, and to be successful in that role.
Okay. So if I have to summarize, we have discussed about the initial steps which you should take as a business analyst to target these companies. And I think you have also touched base upon the key and the mandatory skills that we or a product owner should have in order to apply for these positions, like say, for example, program manager. Okay, good. Okay, I think we can move on. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Maybe you can touch base on a little bit on a resume shortlisting part. Like it is difficult, like everyone just send their resume. So you use some referral, or you just got lucky, or what happened? Like in your case, and what your other fellow people who are working, how they got selected. Maybe you can also share their success
Sure,
story.
sure. So see, while I was magnifying in the 30% of the area what I have told, right, which I need to cover to make sure that I'm absolutely fit for those opportunities. Parallelly, I started networking. I'll just come to that after explaining what are the skills basically these organizations look forward to as a business analyst, or a product owner or scrum master at least. First is for any product-based companies, I would suggest first have a product mindset. As a business analyst, we always having stakeholder oriented uh, uh, deals in terms of collaboration. Wherever in product based companies, consumer heavy collaboration. Whereas when I say it's more research oriented, correct? In as a business analyst, service based industry, we focused on certain satisfying certain set of requirements from specific group of people, a group of stakeholders, sponsor of those projects. Having product based, you have vast diverse customers and consumers whom you need to cater to. Second thing, your role becomes very strategic. That means you are now the source of the requirement rather than earlier. You are just gathering the requirement. Now that is very important because you have to have that roadmap and vision. You are part of, like I say, the critical roadmap for the product. And agile, having high ability to high fidelity collaboration within the teams, large teams, understanding the complex systems architecture, microservices, even the monolithic services, uh, having very clear fundamental towards the subject, be it business analyst or a product owner or scrum master. Having pragmatic experience is very important. Build onto that. They look forward for the quality, right? They don't look forward to have a lot of diversification, rather than they look forward the quality, whatever you have done, whether was that a quality work or not. And once you have at least these required and must have skills imbibed into your profile, then I would suggest next step is to parallelly, while you're preparing that, what I used to do the moment I have planned that I had planned that I wanted to go into Amazon, I started building networking. Generally what we do, Sunan, nowadays, let's say you come across a position in XYZ organization where you're willing to go, then you start networking, right? You have cold connection, you send random LinkedIn invites, and you anticipate people to refer to you, right? And that doesn't work. You must understand, you really have to build relationship, do a lot of networking, do a lot of voluntarily work as well, if that requires, to connect you the right set of people, right? And can be through anything, just not LinkedIn. It just can be through your hobbies, your other activities, extracurricular activities you do, and you're into and sports. Connect to the right set of people, and hence once people will have that level of connection with you, they'll start referring, they will start putting weightage on your profile. And so like you told that, how did I get, I really got that opportunity from referral. It was never served to my plate that easily, correct? I had to build that network, I had to build that connection, that somebody would refer me and also recommend my candidature to the hiring manager. And nobody would do it just through your cold networking strategies. That doesn't work. And I really want audience to understand.
So after this session goes live, you will get lot of LinkedIn requests. People will message you for sure, and then I mean, let's see. You will definitely get
I
messages.
love to, I love to, I love to connect.
The
See,
challenge
second thing is,
is, sorry, yeah. So the challenge is with this kind of approach, and I totally completely agree with you. I mean, that's the same something which I keep on telling to my audience, that uh, do not just wait. Target your companies and try to build that network and try to give more. And then you will automatically receive that
start
kind of
receiving.
things
Yeah,
from others people, right? So until unless you will give something, it will be very difficult to get something. People are like 95% of the people are only consuming something from others. They are not willing to give anything. Okay, so you can build relationship only by two things. Either you invest your money in the other person, or you invest your time with the other person. There is no other way that you can build that kind of relationship. So that's something which I just want to add. Sorry, I just cut you.
Yeah, absolutely, Sunan. Because, for example, I don't mind referring somebody, but tell me if, let's say, if I start referring without knowing the candidate and the potentiality and caliber in
Tomorrow it
that
will be
candidate,
your credibility, right? That will be on a question like,
at the same time, the recruitment team will lose the interest and the kind of attention I want from the hiring manager on the profile side of it.
absolutely.
Ultimately, it won't work. Either way, I refer or I don't refer, it won't work. So it's important to build that confidence and have that reflection of your credentials before you actually ask somebody to refer to their organization. So that is something I really want audience to know. So this is how I like told I got the Amazon job and opportunity basically, and not the Amazon all other offers which I had from Microsoft or from Intel or for other product based company were through referrals. I really want to highlight this. You know how important it is to do networking, and it's important to and invest your time and interest into the community.
Sorry, can I just add one more thing over here?
Yeah,
So
sure.
sometimes it's difficult for you to show like, okay, what you have done. So my suggestion is that create something, whenever you have some free time. So for example, create some LinkedIn post, a valid LinkedIn post, not from copy paste from
Yeah.
somewhere. Invest in your time in creating some kind of blogs. Nowadays, a lot of mediums are available. Medium.com is a great source. Create your blogs out there. So at least you can refer your stuff. You can share your thing that, okay, what I have done so far, things like that. Comes to our channel, you can show your stuff like, okay, what, how you are helping other in the community. So visibility is the key. The more visible you are, the more, that kind of interaction you will get from other
Absolutely.
people.
On
So
that, yeah, authenticity and the originality you should never lose, right? In the hold of just creating content and publishing post, it should reflect your own unique opinion and your unique thought process and mindset through the post and whatever you contribute through this platforms. So rightly said, Sunand. So this is how I think it's a short brief how we generally get into the organizations and should approach. Can get into the interview part as well if
yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, I just want to know that, because you mentioned that preparation start not that time when you're applying, but months before, right? So
right.
please go ahead. Yeah.
So not just for all the interviews where I was able to convert the offers. Uh, at the same time, for any interview in future, respective of size or scale of the organization, I recommend people to follow the strategy. First is work on the this some research or background of that company enterprise. Correct. It is not about when it was founded and who is the founder, all of that information. This is not the historical information. Get it the strategical information, their operational information. For example, let's take, I've taken the Amazon example, right? I'll build on to that example itself. When I was preparing for Amazon interview, I knew that from service oriented mindset, if I get into product oriented mindset, the role I'm applying for, I had clarity that this role is basically more to collaborate with internal teams. And Amazon got many internal teams to collaborate with. Let's say they have payments, shipping, they have inventory team, they have their technology team. So all of that's a vague idea I had based upon my research, right? And imagine that if I had just simply shared my project and experiences which were very much centered around the customer experience, whereas the role never demanded me to be customer facing in the Amazon. I would have lost the relevance of my skills to the heavy collaboration which I could have highlighted in that opportunity, right? And I would have said that I have answered all the questions despite that I did not clear the interview. And that's the assumption. That's the problem. You have to tailor your answers based upon organizations' high level interest and their visions so far and their current setup in the industry. So that is very important, and hence I changed my experiences, my knowledge, and my skills, collaboration happy, right? Different teams, how I was able to overcome different challenges within my teams and all of that, rather than keeping the customer part lean in my discussions. And also, I got to know that Salesforce, Amazon was very matrix driven, correct? So I used how I am, uh, derived on various matrices to measure the success of my projects and my programs, all of that. So all of adoption of such strategies, or let's say jargons, or very common words these used in these organizations will help you to build that relevance with the interviewers. Correct. Second thing also, just do research on your interviewers. It's very important to do that. Never send them a request before your interviews, or post your interviews. Never do that. That is very unprofessional. I personally consider that these exercise unprofessional. But yes, use that at least LinkedIn profile to understand what the position of that person in the organization. Whether, if let's say, if he's a leader, I would use the vision, strategy, big picture in my elaboration. Correct. And whereas if it, let's say, is a business analyst or another technical person, I will keep that information technically transactional. So I have to tailor, and we have to tailor our answer based upon the interviews, the audience, the organization we are working, getting into. And never doubt, the third point is that, don't try to overdo it. Never doubt your belief. Interviews in such companies, that's myth that they have very difficult questions. No, it isn't like that. They test your fundamentals, they test your basic, they test your confidence, they test your individuality, right? Your what makes you conspicuous among all the all the candidates. So that is important. It's always okay. Interviews are never about being surveillant, saying yeses to all their suggestions. You can have your own thought process. You come from different background, different experiences, different projects. Your problem solving skills, thinking skills are different than what do they possess. Make them understand that, and they would always appreciate, right? So it's very, very important of that we exhibit confidence, and the right reflection of the credentials we possess.
Okay.
Sunil.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Kana, I'm going to now ask you something interesting, and I'm not sure whether you're going to answer that or not. So, for our audience, is it possible for you to share some actual questions which were asked in any of your interviews, let's say Amazon, Intel, or Deloitte, or anything else? If not exactly, but at least similar questions, so our audience get an idea, like, okay, these kind of questions they can expect from in a, let's say, in a program manager interview or any interview which you have given.
Sure. However, this is quite impromptu, but I would try to recall the few of the questions. For example, one of the question I still remember that, all the product-based organizations are very much oriented towards the product adoption, right? It's just not limited to selling the product. It's more about the users are able to adopt the product. So one of the question was, how would you make sure that the users adopt your product? As a business analyst, let's say as a program manager, you have launched new feature. How you make sure that your customer who has bought the product or product feature, how do they adopt that product and integrate that back to their core business, so that we make sure every year we have that revenue generated. Correct. It's very important. Option is the key challenge of the product based organization. That is one of the most highlighted. Second was always about, how do you plan your deliverables, that too which are dependent with many different teams. Because if one piece of code in a product getting into the deployment, it has to be coordinated through more than 5, 7, 10 teams. You being the program manager or business analyst sitting in between, how you make sure that The planning is in place, dependencies are called out, and make sure that you have the deliverables at the right time with the right budget.
Okay, so you told us three questions. It's about integration, like how the end user is going to consume your product,
Yes,
and how that is going to help in the revenue generation. The second one is about yeah, planning part.
correct.
Like if you have a more different teams, how going to make those kind of planning dependencies, right? And how do you plan
Right.
the delivery, right? So to my surprise, honestly, like these questions we have already covered in the past in our, I don't remember the exact video, but we have covered, similar kind of questions. So friends, like it's again a myth as just told by Kana, that don't think that these companies going to ask you something which is out of blue, right? These are very, I think, pretty basic stuff which every product
Right.
manager, product owner, or business analyst should know, right? Must know, I would say, right? So that's wonderful, and yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing that, Kana.
Thanks.
Okay,
Thanks. So
yeah, please, sorry.
yeah, I think we have covered what the preparation you should.
Okay,
Uh,
so I have now one more interesting question. Is it really worth to put so much effort to get into these companies, especially when nowadays many startups are there, and they are offering at least like similar kind of compensation, the packages, and nowadays even the big companies, we heard a lot of time mass layoffs are happening in Google and Microsoft. What is your take on that? Like, it's a little bit like obvious question, but I think it's worthwhile to ask you that.
Definitely is an icebreaker because uh, the lot has changed in industry in past 2 to 3 years.
Correct.
While bigger organization enterprises have witnessed a lot of layoffs, attritions, as well as there was a great resignation, and then fast follow was the layoffs and everything. A lot of hirings and then firings, all that happened, and the trust got shaken of many from this organization, undoubtedly. At the same time, because of the abundance of funding available for startups, the startups have equipped enough to offer a lot of good salaries as well. Even they have lured many, statistically speaking, out of 300 candidates got hired from ISB, Indian School of Business from Hyderabad, one of the best B schools of India. uh, Out of 300, 252 got offered and opted for offers from startups, right? Credit and small applications you use on daily basis, Zapto and all of that, and that too on very lucrative offers. Correct. However, it is irrespective of that. See, both the ships, let's say startups, or you say the big organization, will have their own pro and cons. With startup, you will always have that risk of losing everything, losing entire business in a year. There were startups who who have done wonders in a year or so. At the same time, many were went unsuccessful. So it's very important that you calibrate where do you fit in, and you fit into the cash cow of that organization. When I say cash cow is something, the role or the team or the part of the business which is responsible for generating a revenue directly or indirectly, right? That is very important. You get your roles and skills aligned to such opportunities, which will make sure that you are important to the organization. And and in the same note, if you are into big organization, if you are sitting where your role is critical, responsibilities are clear, you can see that how your work is getting translated into the revenue for the organization, your job is safe, and it is worth putting the efforts for getting into or grabbing these opportunities for all the Microsoft, Google. See, definitely layoffs will happen. It just model has changed. Models change from earlier days of being more tolerance to the lower output or throughput of the people or performances or of the team, respective of the individual performances. Correct? How much revenue they can generate. Now, it is more about hiring the best, treating them the best, giving them the best compensation, and expect the best yield. This is how the future of the organization and big or all the top 15, 20 companies going to be, irrespective of the sector, domain, or region. Correct? This is the model every organization are going to adopt. But that doesn't mean that you should not look for these opportunities. You should drop your dreams of getting into this organization. They're still worth putting the efforts and putting all the hard work you have so far have made in your career in line with your future dreams. So make sure that happens. Second, one thing I would like to add, Sunand, to all the audience, that never haphazardly focus on your expanding your knowledge horizontally, right? This is what many are doing. That means we'll do ChatGPT, we'll do AI to certifications, we'll do that, we'll do this as well, we will become the jack of everything. No, don't do that. It's very important that you deepen the knowledge of deepen the knowledge vertically as well. It's very important that you excel in one or two skills and become the master, and then you would be able to encash on your skills far better than anybody else. And second thing, don't make your, and one of the thing for everybody, I would like to say that don't make your roadmap based upon the compensation. It's CTC, correct? Let's 50 lakh, 60 lakh, 70 lakh. Had I been only encashing on my business analyst skills, I would have hit the glass ceiling, correct? Because generally that's the mindset, right? If I'm a business analyst, I would just look forward to another business analyst opportunity with higher package in a higher other company. That's how we keep hopping, and someday we'll hit the glass ceiling, and then you will not have the enough elbow room to for further growth. So don't don't plan your career path dictated by compensations only. Instead, shape your career by skills and the passion, and that would be more fulfilling and successful. So that's very important. Have that ability to transcend your current role to future role, and the cash component CTC would automatically
come.
Automatically come. Right? So that's very important.
Okay, wonderful, great. Okay, so I think yeah, by looking at the time, it's almost 30-40 minutes for us. So friends, we have a lot of other stuff. Maybe we will do that a second session where we are going to see the resume of Kanha. Of course, maybe a few changes here and there, but then you will get a feel like how the resume look like, which get him into the Amazon and all these product-based companies. So that's something which I already requested Kanha. That we will going to cover in second session, third session, and of course a few more interview questions, because I know that our audience always look out for interview questions and sort of answers, probable answers from you, Kanha. So let's do the next session on that, focusing on your resume and actually showing them maybe the couple of LinkedIn job descriptions. We just open the stuff, and then you can share your screen. So I think that will be also going to help them to boost their confidence, right? I think so. Yes, I
Absolutely.
think, yeah, I think that's all for today's session. It's just a first part for this, and we are going to have more discussion with Kanha about how to we will make you to enter some of the product-based company for sure.
Absolutely.
So thank you
No
for
doubt about
joining
it.
us, Kanha. And friends, we hope you found this session helpful. And don't forget to leave a comment, put a comment like resume if you want to see the resume of Kanha. And don't forget to smash like button to show your support and give some sort of feedback so that we can create more valuable content for you. If you have more questions for Kanha, put it into our comment section. We will love to take those questions in our next session for sure. And if you are new here, please subscribe and become a part of our CareersTalk family. So with this, see you in our next session, and thank you, Kanha. Thank you one more time.
Thanks, Anand.
Thank you.